Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and today I'm going to give you guys a visual representation of the optimal range for all the different archetypes of pulse rifles. So starting off with the fastest fire rate, Autumn Wind, is a 540, and this is the optimal range right here, hitting 24s to the head. Alright, and the next up is going to be the 450 Infinite Paths. I purposely chose all the pulse rifles and took off all the range perks, so that way you just see sort of the base range stats. Of course, you can get rangefinder and accuracy rounds and range masterwork, but this is just sort of base stats. You'll notice that the 450, the 540 RPMs and the 450s are actually extremely close in range to each other. They're like almost tied. The next one up is going to be the Last Perdition, which is a 390 RPM. This optimal range is the furthest of this like category. The archetype variation categories are Blast Furnace, Vigilance Wing, and Graviton Lance, and I'll go over those in just a second. But the 390 category, the Last Perdition, is actually really nasty. And of course, each pulse rifle has its own base range, so there might be slight variations if you're using bygones, but this is just a simplified test. And then Regic's Broadsword, show you this last one right there. So if I'm standing right here, these are the optimal ranges. The archetypes are 3 bursts. 540 is a 3 burst, 450 is a 3 burst, 390 is a 3 burst, and the 340, which is only the Regic's Broadsword, is a 2 burst. And here we go. This is visually what it looks like. They're all extremely close to each other in range, with the exception being the 390s, which seem to have a significant amount of range boost to them. Which kind of makes a lot of sense considering that they're really close to burst. But that's why Bygones with Rampage is really nasty, because you can 2 burst pretty consistently. So these are the range differences. We got 30 meters, 30 meters, 42 meters, and 35 meters. Okay, that's the optimal range right there. Alright, so Blast Furnace optimal range is 38 meters. Okay. And then we're going to go over the Vigilance Wing. Yep, that's it. So let's see what that is. That is 34 meters. Alright. There we go. That's the optimal range for Graviton Lance. 58 and 16, good. And that happens to be 37 meters. Okay. Interesting. So that is every archetype broken down and visually represented in its distance. Good to know. It's crazy that the 390s actually had the most range. That's why Bygones is especially nasty. And here you have it. I've written down all of the distances for all the different pulse rifles. I know that not every single pulse rifle was represented, but what I did with this test is that I represented each pulse rifle that is the most common one in the Crucible. And I wanted to do so because I've been thinking for a long time and been wanting to know which is the absolute best pulse rifle in the game. What is the go-to pulse rifle? What pulse rifle is the best? And my suspicion is that the best pulse rifle in the game is the Bygones, and the reason why is because it actually breaks its archetype in that Bygones fires almost as fast as the Regic's Broadsword. Now the Regic's Broadsword fires slower, but it has the added time to kill value because it 2 bursts someone to the head. And so between those two archetypes, it's kind of a trade-off where do you want to 3 burst with the Bygones or do you want to 2 burst with the Regic's Broadsword? Those two are very strong archetypes, but the Bygones has the added bonus that if you can get Rampage or Kill Clip on it, you can increase the time to kill drastically and actually completely vaporize people. I've been using my God Roll Bygones a bunch, and I absolutely love it. But let me know in the comments below, which pulse rifle do you believe to be the absolute best in Destiny 2 right now when you're playing Crucible? I want to know. I'm going to be testing pulse rifles quite a bit more because I find this debate to be so incredibly entertaining, because there's so many people who will passionately get behind and say the Vigilance Wing is the best pulse rifle for sure, and then others will say no, the Outlast, the high RPM pulse rifle is definitely the best, and so on and so forth. So many people are so passionate about their pulse rifle, but I really want to get down to the heart of the subject, and I want to find out what is truly the best pulse rifle in the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe if you want more content like this, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Later.